So this is Giarda, the Matoran of Stone. And as you can tell, he, right away from the get-go, you'll notice he has one of the most unique designs out of the Tauren I have here. He wears the mask of quick travel, which is also known as Irwini's mask. I don't know the name of it. I'll have to check up on that. Maybe I'll put in the description in some notes or something, so you guys can just check up on that maybe. Whoops. And I don't have many brown pieces to start with, but I do like the use of his mask here, because it makes him look serious. See, look at that. He looks angry at you now. But obviously you can tell by the legs. I've given him the proud distinction of being a very good runner kind of gimmick. He has like the longest legs out of the bunch, I believe, aside from Tinkwink. But I'll show you him later. He has his arms and shoulders up here, which gives him kind of a hunched look from the front and from the side. If I could, maybe I'll upgrade this guy to give him a more normal stature, mostly because I want his legs to be more on the lower part, just so I don't have all this hanging stuff there. It's like, what's all this supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? Oh, whoops. Personality wise, I'll probably just make him like all Matoran, kind of, you know. I guess maybe I'll make him a hot tube kind of character, kind of cracking jokes sometimes, or whatever. He has the green eyes, of course. Ugh. And I gave him like the Kongu version one with the axle hole in the back, because if I had the regular one that kind of stuck out, then he wouldn't be able to turn it, because these shoulder blades would be in the way. He uses Pohatu's foot as the basis of his body, which is a very unique design. I would have used like the Bullrock shields or something, because I have a bunch of brown ones, but I couldn't get it to work, because I'm a very novice mocker in abilities. So maybe once I improve, I'll do something about that. So that was very short, and that, well, I guess I should talk more. He uses the Mata legs. You guys thought I was gonna go on to the next guy. He uses the Mata legs. He's the only guy who uses the Mata legs, because everyone else either uses the Brockshi. Oh, well, I guess I should have mentioned before that Giarda, he uses like all of the Paraka short arms, or I guess you can call them Metru arms, for his arms and legs. But this guy is the only one to use the Mata legs, which are very unique in design. So yeah. And that was Giarda. Gotta go fast. And next, we have Tinkwink, the Matoran of Fire, otherwise known as, well, actually, it should be otherwise known as Tinkwink, but I gave him a new name, which is Dars, and he is next. So Dars here, otherwise known as Tinkwink, is the second tallest, although he's probably the most massive, as in mass, maybe not the widest. I believe Jisenji is the widest, unless you count his spikes. And yeah, he is, as you can tell, he's half black, so you guys can speculate on what that means and base it on his appearance. I think you guys will know what happened to him. He has these shoulder spikes, which come from Hero Factory, and he has this one white piece, which I think is more of a troll piece than anything else. You guys might complain about that, and you guys might complain. Oh, and also, I guess I should say, he used to have black feet, but I changed him with the red. I just completely copied his design from old. And I know you guys are gonna complain about this. Open ball joints. But I really don't care. Maybe I'll just put a hand and then the two-way thing to just connect it to here. But yeah. Oh, it's gray piece. Oh, gray piece. Oh, white piece. Or whatever. He has the green eyes, which I might change with red to add on to his appearance, and might give you guys another glimpse of what happened to him. He wears the Mask of Corrosion, which I forget what it's called, but my self-mock Flashfire has it, which I still have to give him a name, because Flashfire is such a bad name. Plus, the Toa version of Flashfire, my old self-mock, had that name before, so it doesn't make sense to go to Makuta. But yeah, whatever. He is an integral part of the community, because as a Matoran, he's like the mask maker, and he's also like the weaponsmith, kind of. And he's very integral part to the small Koro or village or whatever that is going to be on the island surrounded by wilderness. But yeah, So that was Dars, otherwise known as Tinkwink. And next, we have my Onu Matoran of Earth, Jisunen. This is Jisunen. He wears the Mask of Levitation, which is also known as Liwa's Mask. He has the same body design as, what's his name, Seether. But aside from the arms and the chest plate, it's completely the same and mask. I really like the gunmetal. I would have gone more black, but the only black masks I have left are a bunch of more Pakaris and Pakari Nuvas, which aren't canonically correct here to use, and Krakens. But since there's only technically one Kraken, I don't want to be a cannon buster. So this guy, I mean, with this chest plate, this matted chest plate, I like the design of it because it helps give him a more big, tough guy look kind of thing. Because I'd expect Onu Matoran to be wide and stocky kind of guys, especially since they're like a lot of them are miners and stuff like that. Personality-wise, I don't know. Maybe he'll be a standout Onu Matoran because his mask would suggest that he's more of a happy guy and not so quiet and Onua-like. So yeah, really short on this guy because I really have nothing to say. Everything I said about his body is pretty much going to Seether, especially with the design and all that. Oh, but as I was saying, with Seether you can't really tell, it doesn't look that bad, but here you can tell the neck's all the way up here, and it's so skinny, you got like nothing here. It's like an entire digit of my finger long. That's crazy, and I have really long fingers, so I mean you guys can't notice, but really long. But yeah, so that was Jisunen, Onu Matoran of Earth. And next, we have our last guy, the Plasma Matoran, Su Matoran, Cosnatch. So this is Cosnatch, the Su Matoran of Plasma. Orange and white, not something you see a lot, because a lot of people do orange and black, which is nice, but orange and white is nice to see. And whenever someone makes like a toe of Plasma, I know a lot of them just use that orange Inika chest plate, which I don't know where that comes from, but I think it's from Akar. He wears Matoro's mask, I forget what it's called, but I know the power is like you can turn, your body just falls limp and you turn into a ghost and you can walk around and stuff, but no one can hear you or see you, which is a pretty cool ability, but since he's a Matoran, he can't use it anyways. He's the unofficial leader of the village, because the village, in my mind, doesn't have a Taraga yet. I still have to make one. And it might be like Voinui, where they only have one Taraga, which was Joven, a Taraga of magnetism. And he really has nothing too special. I mean, I used the Jaller plate thing here for his body, and I don't know if you guys can tell from there. Here, let me move his arm. His legs, they're so far out, or like behind and stuff. From the front, you can't notice it at all, but from the side, it just looks horrible. And from the back, you see that he has the red 3 long and then this gray thing to connect the legs. This guy also gave me a great deal of trouble with just that, trying to connect the legs. If you guys haven't noticed, his head-hand connector here, the neck thing, is connected sideways, which limits the amount of movement he can do up and down. But that's fine because his mask is so big. He has like the biggest mask out of all of them. That in mass, because it's an Inika mask. All Inika masks are huge. Probably all of them are like the biggest masks ever. But I mean, canonically, geez, I said I was trying to be canon here, but canonically, they can't wear organic masks unless they were like struck by the red star, but maybe I'll have to incorporate that or something, or somehow they got an organic Kanoe, which a lot of people call this cow face, but I don't really see the cow in it unless you're just talking about color. I could have gone with a Kopaka mask, obviously. The only other white masks I have are the Akaku, the Mask of Accuracy, which are both Kopaka's masks, and I have a Kakunuva. But I don't want to use the Kakunuva, because canonically. But then again, this guy is full with canonical inaccuracies. I just really wanted to make some more orange Bionicles, because I had all these little tiny orange pieces, but I knew it was going to have to be a Matoran because of it. because the only orange pieces I have are mostly these and these. And the armor plates from like Jollar and all, and Pohatu, Cardanui Pohatu, are all used on another Mock, which you guys will find out who it is one day. And yeah, he's unofficial leader of the village. Personality wise, I ain't got much. Same excuse for the psionics and gravity. Just Sinji and Axia. And yeah, that was Cost Snatch. And now you guys can hear my final thoughts on them. Okay guys, so here are my final thoughts on them. I really like all these guys. I believe there's a lot I can do with all their characters because they're very underdeveloped. So there's still time to think about that. Here we go. I put them all in this really cool pose. It's like the Mata pose from that one poster where it's like this wide kind of thing, and it's just their heads, and they're all kind of looking different directions. Well, actually, they're all kind of turned, and their heads are facing the camera, but this looks just as cool. So I guess you can say it's more like the Metru poster where like there's what's his name, Mactao flying in like the background, and Vakama with his gun in the middle. But I don't know. I guess you can say, actually, now that I think about it, this is more like the Inika one where they're all kind of like this, except if you look on the Bionicle Heroes, it's also kind of like that, except Huki's all the way in the background and you can't see him. So yeah, all in all, these guys all have different designs, which is nice, aside from two of them, which are pretty much the same thing, Jisunin and Seether. And I want you guys to let me know who is your favorite out of all these. Seether, the Lee Matoran, Axia, the C Matoran, Giarda, the Po Matoran, Iara, the Ga Matoran, Iuri, the D Matoran, Kosnatch, the Su Matoran, Jisinji, the Ba Matoran, Jisunin, the Onu Matoran, or Dar/Tinkwink, the Ta Matoran. So let me know who is your favorite in the comment section below. And don't forget to comment, rate, like, and subscribe. And also, I guess I'll just add this in here. This week is the deadline for my mock contest on self-mocks. I'll put the description for that video, or the link to that video in the description box below. Please check that out and enter. And yeah, you have to include the name, a picture obviously, which you can make in the form of a video, or put a link in your comment that goes to CBW, which is a custom Bionicle wiki, because I posted on there too, and mock pages. So you can put a link to mock pages, because I don't have mock pages, but if you put a link, I'll check it out. Or you can put it on the CBW Facebook page and just say it's for my mock contest. And you have to include name, powers, and I guess you could put fighting style if you want, because the prize, I'll build a version of your self mock, and you get to choose one of my mocks, which I'll show in that video, all of them, to fight in a video that I will make. So yeah, and that results video will be next week. So I wanted to thank you guys all for watching. Flashfire Prime, signing out. Thank you for watching.